Good morning, everyone. Well, I think I'm very early, so there's not much people around here. I think I see one person or two people waiting. Hello. How's it going? I'm very excited for today, so I just want to start early and just hang out and start do analysis together instead of just by myself. So happy Friday, everyone. Um, let's see. That was quite a drop yesterday, wasn't it? That was pretty. So I was a little bit annoyed with myself that my bias was wrong. I thought it would go one leg higher, so I really investigated this morning already. So I want to go over, but I'll do it a bit later. Just gonna go over some more analysis right now. I don't think much happening. But yeah, I think it's going to be an interesting day today. We might have another TGIF. Let's see. Just want to check the news again. Let me do this. I want to mark the one yesterday, the 150 to 210, the AM, the fair value gap. That was a very critical one. That gave the last leg up. So I'm going to mark that one again if we have a significant one. So we're going to look at. Well, I always look at the 150 to 210 macro because that's the start of the London session, right? Where do we have 130? I don't remember. My throat is playing up. Let me see what's happening here. Just want to make sure my sound is on. Double checking. Hey guys, I'm almost at 350 by the way. I'm very excited about it. We have 130. I don't remember. My throat is playing up. Working? Here we go, guys. Okay. Let me quickly do this. Here we go. I want to quickly mark the 150 to 210 macro and mark for a value gap created in the 1:30 to 2 a.m. run. Here we go. And then I will go over the higher time frame because I think there's some really interesting things to go over. I'm very excited about that, and that's exactly what I missed yesterday. Why I should not have a higher bias. Here we go, and the 210. I'm just going to mark the whole area I just add the 130, but 210. Here we go. We'll let that run. Here we go. Okay. Now, let's see. 130 started here. What's the most significant displacement we had? That's right over here, right? So we're going to mark this one here. There we go. We're going to mark this one here now as it's already an inversion, so I'm going to make it an inversion. Now, the only thing, we already have these here, so I'm just wondering if we're going to already go over this, but we'll see. We have the first presented of the midnight here as a barrier, so we'll see. But I'll go over the higher time frame first on NQ because I think that's crucial to know. If I don't do that, if I don't put the text in, and there's always, it's really ridiculous. At some point, like later in time, it's just one of those levels that really work. And I can never figure out what it was because it was like, oh, was it an FPG? Was it a breaker? Was it something? And if I don't use the correct color, and sometimes when I'm hasty, I just quickly make a rectangle. And then I was like, shit, what was it? And, it worked perfectly. And then, you can't do your reverse engineering. But anyway, higher time analysis. Let's go. Because I think I figured out why we did not go higher. Now, look, I'm going to the weekly. What is this large candle here now? What is it going to become? I actually should go to the daily first. Let me go to the daily first because that made it more clear actually. Let me go to the daily. So on the daily, this big boy, let me mark it. What is this one now? This is a breaker now. So I'm always like, when you see, especially in the lower time frame, when you see potential breakers, you already mark them, even though they're not a breaker yet. But that explains why we did not go higher here. Because if this is going to be a breaker being activated, which happened with this candle here, it closed below this here. So now this breaker, this bearish breaker, is now activated, right? Now there was no SMT on the daily as well. So this would be normally when you have wicks, like if they go when they're ascendant, right? You have 1, 2, 3, 4, and these were 1, 2. So I was expecting one more higher, and also I got some other levels there that I jotted. So I was really so sure that we would go one leg higher, and I was like, why is it not happening? I just don't understand it. But and then also there was no SMT here, so it was a very treacherous area. And normally you would have an SMT here with ES or something for such a move down, right? So, but just if you think if this would be the breaker here, I guess they don't want to come above it anymore. And then they just, in this case, we were only 60 points away from the high of the week, and we literally went down over 800 points, I believe, taking out the low of the week. I mean, it was a very weird move, but you can always, like, when you see a big boy like this, at some point you can expect it, it always mimics the other side. So I guess in that way, you don't know when it's going to happen, but it makes sense, right? If you have consolidation to the left, it happens almost in the same area to the right. If you have a big candle here in this area, it will happen on this area as well. And this activated the bearish breaker. Now, now what else did I see? There was more, and I didn't write it down. My brain. I'm not gonna mark this one on the daily, but so we know we're gonna get so the retest will be in the breaker, right? But we activated this. This is now our bearish breaker. Now on the weekly, let me just go. What did I see on the weekly? Let's go a little bit lower on the weekly. There we go. Now what do we have here on the weekly? The one of 10 February and 3 Feb and 10 Feb. What is this? I already marked it, by the way, so it's not really a surprise. This is a bullish breaker, right? Bullish breaker with a fair value gap, which has not been retested. We went straight up, and now we're coming down, most likely to reset. But what do we have here? We have some consolidation, right? So it won't be. I mean, we had a nice move to the downside. Are we going to get that straight away? No, I don't think so. But we are going down because we got relatively equal lows here. I marked this wick, by the way. So this is a rejection block, potential rejection block, I should say. It's always potential before we are getting into this bullish breaker. So we activated the bearish, and we're on our way to the bullish breaker. Now I did make a short, like when you're on the lower time frame and you have one activated and then you ping pong between them, but that's when the range is really small. In this case, it's a pretty large range, right? It's not really, but in this case, you are going to ping pong between the breakers, but it's just going to be a larger move from here, from this breaker to this breaker. Yeah, and definitely this will be. I wouldn't be surprised we're going to revisit this. Let me quickly have a look at the IPTA levels on the daily, because we definitely are in the IPTA 60. Because there were hardly any PD arrays left. Let me see, IPTA 40, and we are on our way to the IPTA. So IPTA 40 here is done. Now we might go back into this range to do some retesting on the lower time frame. We'll look into that, and then also on the TGIF levels, because hey, setting up for a nice TGIF. Okay, let me see, what do we have here? I'm going to keep all the NWOGs on because those are important as well. So yeah, I'm looking forward. It might be choppy a little bit though, because if we go back into the 20% range very quickly, the move might not come before next week. Okay, per hour. I'm just going to take off this large. We don't need that, right? We don't need it. It's too much actually, I want to, you know what I actually want to take off? the NWOX and not the event horizon. If I just have the red, let me see if I can do that, because then I can almost also know where the, I've got less on my chart and I know where the NWOX are. Let me see if I can switch those off. No, I don't think it will give, if I switch this off, it doesn't give the event horizon. Well, okay, anyway, we've got to deal with that. So, yes, Nasdaq. So let's have a look at the TGIF levels. Where are we in the week now? Okay, here we go. So we know we activated a bearish breaker on the weekly, so that is significant, right? But are we going to retest? Are we going to go back into the range and going to retest some things here? This is 20%, 30%, 50%, so 40% somewhere around here. We have an order block here on the 1 hour. Well, not really, it's just a block. It's not really an order block, but I graded this large wick here. The thing is, once we go over 20, 30, 40%, you might go into consolidation. So that's, I would rather have it go further down now, take some more lows, and then later go on into the range. So keep an eye on these levels, because once it gets into this and over 30%, it's at some point it's not going to go further down. So we really don't want it to go into too much into the TGIF levels before, let's say, AM session. Yeah. Hey, good morning, Abdo. Hello, Seek for Wisdom. How are you guys doing? How are you guys doing? Okay, so that's that. Now we watch again. We have to wait. We wait. Oh, it's getting hot here now. We have summer starting. Okay, we've got Asia high. We're in the middle of Asia. Do we like what we see right now? Is there chop chop? We're in chop chop. I'm just gonna put on the fan. If it's too loud, let me know, guys. Because I'm just sweating. I'm just melting away. If it's too loud, let me know. I'll put it on. If it makes too much noise. Abdo, could you figure out how to use the Discord? Because I know you wanted to post some things. Have you figured it? I saw you you went into the chat, but I didn't see any posts. So I was wondering if you need any help with that. I have a look at. Hey, Christian, how are you? I have a look at gold as well. I'm not going to trade gold today. I'm doing really great. I'm really excited for today, to be honest. Even though we might not get the move, I thought I actually passed a challenge on when we had the move up after the move down, but I did not. It was a different amount that I missed 250, and I was confused with another challenge. So I thought, oh, I made it, but you know what? It was enough because the market was just too hostile anyway. But I'm still not. I still have to. Yes, you should be able to post anything in the chat, or not in the, or just in the. You got the same rights, permissions as the other people. So you've seen other people that post their trades and stuff like that. So I don't know if you can post outside. I don't know. I don't know what kind of picture you're trying to share. But you should be able to share some stuff. But okay, gold. So Christian is into you're a gold bull. I actually sort of like disregarded gold a little bit. Yesterday it was so horrible to look at. Mm, mm, mm. Let me look at the higher time frame quickly. Let me have a look at the time. I don't know. It's if I look at this, this is just indecisive for me on the weekly. You could go into this wick here and reject somewhere here. I really would like to see. Well, it's going down now, so I would really like it to see. I'm actually bearish on gold until it goes into this wick here, and then see what happens. Maybe you get another. It could go in consolidation again here, or it could break this and then we go lower. But I really want to see how it behaves here. Let me grade this area. I don't think I'm absolutely not bullish on gold right now. If I look at this quickly, but hey, I could be totally wrong. Just want to see how it is here, and then if it does reject here and goes lower, then we'll have more. Let me put on the IPTA levels as well here. Let's go to the daily. Here we go. No, I'm definitely not. Look, we don't have any PDRAs in the IPTA 20. We're definitely going in the IPTA 40. So I'm definitely, um, um, I'm definitely not bullish on gold. If you're bullish on gold, I mean, then you really need to have a better look at it because there's really nothing here for it to go into. No, gold is just bearish. I'm actually. It might be interesting to take a trade on gold. To be honest, because we have clear levels now. Um, let's see. What time is it? 2 past 2. We're going all the way. We're going to go all the way into this Wix at some point. So, who's into gold? Okay, so we got some lows here. Yeah, I'm definitely not bullish on gold. We got a previous week low. We got a monthly open here, even below that level. So if you want, you can right click on the indicator's name and uncheck the indicator inputs. Yeah, I know. I've done that. I think it's set as I think it should be. Sometimes I need to read. Sometimes if I get out of trading view, sometimes it resets some things for some reason. I noticed, but thanks, Seek for Wisdom. But I'm aware. Yeah. Um, let's see. What are we going to do? Oh, let me put on the 1 hour here. I'm interested in gold more than in NQ at the moment because look, we're already at 80%. I think it's just going to do the same what it did yesterday, what NQ did yesterday. It's just going to go run the low most likely. It's interesting, right? Let's see the 150. What did we have? The 121. See, you see this happen a lot. The 150 starts with sort of a standard with accumulation, and then we have a move to the downside during. So the macro, the first part of the macro is sort of like consolidatory, and then 2 o'clock. Okay, here we go. Look again, 3 past 2. We've seen that before. 3 past 2:33. Okay, what are we going to focus on gold or? But Christian, are you really still bullish on gold? I'm just wondering because you have to tell me, you have to share with me if I'm missing anything because I might miss something, but I'm definitely not um, bullish on gold at the moment. You see how they are moving. It's funny how gold and Q are moving similarly, right? It's like sort of like they make their break almost at the same time, 2+3, and they go back up. So look at here, Asia. You've got beautiful equals, Asia high. Let's see. If we take Asia, where are we? We are below 20%. You see on the 1 hour we've got equal highs here. We go into this wick. Let's we're bouncing off the 1 minute IFGG mark here. We're over this one. I always get very weary when I go to the 5 minute and I see it's more wicky than the 1 minute. It's sort of like it's an alarm bell to me. Consolidation, Asia. This is the first presented fair value gap of the New York PM session. Let's go to the 15. I just want to have a look. Just want to calculate some stuff. Yeah, this high is okay. I just want to see the range, how it's going to react in this range here. Eight, 0.5. Okay, it doesn't matter. I always look at the midpoint based on two calculations from the midnight to midnight and just the daily candle. They're very close. So it's right over here. It's okie dokie, guys. I'm thinking what is best to do. Is it going to focus on NQ or on gold? Let me go to a little bit one lower time frame. Oh, no, not you. You need to go lower. Here we go. Look on the 15-minute. Are there any inefficiencies to? So we did make a wick here, but so we took out liquidity here. We did a bit. Okay. We're already below this area here. We're in an N walk. I think it's just a matter of time that gold will go lower, right? There's nothing to do. It's all everything is fine here already. This is done. We'll see. Where's my book? What have we been doing? First previous day. Previous day low is here. We are below previous day low on gold. There was 203, so at 2 we are here. We're at the low. Yeah. So I think with gold, we're just going to go higher now to go lower. So where are we going into? Where are you going into now? How far are you going to go? Are you going to go into this wick somewhere? Here? Just take out these highs. That's it. Oh, we'll see. And again, we're in chop. Getting used to it, right? Chop, chop, chop. We are in chop, chop. We are in chop, chop. Patience is required. Patience is required. Now the question is, on the 1 minute, are we going to make it back all the way to the first presented fair value gap of the AM session, the PM session, New York PM session, right over here? Oh, look where that. Do you guys see where that is? That is exactly. If I mark this, you see where my wick goes, or where my cursor goes. Look on the right. It's exactly in this area. And the 702 is right over here. 30% of the range. But I don't want it to go into the range now, to be honest. But hey, it might grab some liquidity and to go further down, but it could also just go into these levels already. Now, for TGIF, what I noticed, sometimes it doesn't take out, like for example, let's say, we chop around and then it takes out, for example, Asia low, but it doesn't go lower, right? Or something like that, or it just creates another low here. But it does take out some liquidity. It could go back into the range and then sort of stay there, and then you're like, yeah, but we didn't have a daily, nothing is being purged. So that could occur as well. So we have to be vigilant about it. I think there are a lot of varieties on TGIF. People are really focused on that one model that's being taught, but just using those levels on Friday will help you a lot. This just gives you clarity. Now on gold, you saw the opposite, right? We're 80% of the range, but what you do, I call it the inverse TGIF. The levels are still applicable, but just you invert them. You still mark the 20 to 40%, but then, it just went back totally in the range. Um, and these levels, 20 to 30%, sometimes they really are areas where they will bounce in between. So it can really help you to just you can frame a few scalps if you want to. Um, Once you know, okay, you know what, we're in the level, we're not going to do much anymore. I'm just going to scalp it and just use these levels for so as a roadmap a little bit. Yeah. Just want to see what I can see in my notes. 230, 24. Now this inversion is doing its job properly, right? So it looks like we might be going up. We want this one to be invalidated, and then what kind of we have Asia high. We've got some equals here. There we go. Outside macro. I think this is going to be a drawn liquidity now. Yeah, right over here we've got equals here at 237, 237, 217. I think I'm going to put on a trade though. It's early, but I think it's going to run already. Because at 230-ish, it might make a high there. We're going to go over this level here, 38. We need this. We need some liquidity after this large move. It cannot just go back down without going over this 38% level. And I calculated a really, really small range. It cannot be smaller than this. So, and it's exactly equal here. Yeah, I think I'm going to frame. I'm going to wait a little bit longer, but I do want to take it. I do want to trade up to because we got equals here, and that's low. I think that's the low hanging fruit. Yeah, I'm just going to frame a trade now. I think it's going to start. This is the TP. Just a little bit below it because it might not. It might create another just half of that wick. And stop loss will be below the inversion. It might be too early, but maybe not. I think I'm gonna take it on my account. If it starts running, I'm gonna. It's 218. Yeah. Yeah. If it gets over this wick, I'll trill. It's 219. Yes, I'm just aiming for those equal highs on the 1 hour. I am aware that it might not happen before the next macro, but I do think the run will start at 220 to 240. So I'm expecting it to take a little bit higher and then go back into the rig because we might activate a break. We have a breaker. Yes, here. Let's see. Like, it could be too early, but that's okay. It's so nasty, the price action lately. It's just so, there's really nothing you can, there's no logic to, it's like it just disrespects the fair value, gets three times in a row and then it uses it again. It's just, um, but you can expect this, right? You see all these wicks here. That's actually just normal. Let me just show you. Just continuously rejecting back and forth, back and forth. Let's see. If you see a lot of wicks, wicks are just a lot of imbalances, so that's why the market doesn't do anything else than balances out imbalances. So the larger, the more wicks you have, the more imbalances, so the more time it will go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And it's all engineered. It's just, it's by design, right? So now it is tricky to go for those equals. When did we take anything out? No, we did go into here. Hmm. We've got equals here as well. You see that? So actually it's a bit tricky, but because of the body being above this one, I'm sort of like, it's almost a gamble to be honest. But you see, we've got equals here, equals here. Now which one? It's actually, I didn't see that properly to be honest. We've got this one here too, so I might get out, I think. You know what? I'm gonna do my stop about below midnight. If I'm stopped out, that's fine. Then it's just a smaller stop. I'm gonna do that because midnight, then I'm just too early. Just 50 ticks. I'm gonna do that. Yeah. It's a bit of a, I can, I think it's a little bit of a gamble now. Yes, it is, but a very small one. I thought the 20 to 40 run might give some movement, but um, yeah, it's 23 now. Let's see. Let's see if we can get out of the, if we can create a higher London high, then I have more confidence in the trade. See, it's just creating liquidity, just creating all these highs. It's very annoying. Yeah, I think it's going to go lower into this, retest this, and then go up. You see this, it hasn't had a proper retest, so I don't trust it anymore. I think I need to wait until the next macro. Yeah, I'm getting out. I don't like it. If it goes without me, then it goes. Because you see, we don't, normally what you want to see here is a retest, boom, and then it goes. But you see, it's so tricky now. I don't trust it. It could now run, but slam down. I'm out on my other account. I'll leave this one on. I'm down $50 now. Is it? Are you gonna run now? 24. Yeah, it looks like it, right? I want to see proper retest. It could be of the midnight. It could just be anything. It just, there's no retest. I'm just gonna wait and then. What's this level here? This A. Okay, this is Asia. Why don't I have Asia on my? Here we go. Yeah, I just want to show. I want to have Asia on my. You see how it just goes back and forth, right? We don't dibble in the middle. What did I just do? I dibbled in the middle. Take this. Now we are moving away from it. Um, See this gap here as well? I'm gonna mark this. A volume imbalance on the 3 minute. Minute equal lows here. Volume imbalance. Drawn liquidity here, right over here on the 3 minute. So I'm gonna go back to the 1 minute. We also have equal lows with the volume 3 minute volume imbalance right over here. Important. 228. Let's see what happens at 233. Remember yesterday 233? We created the high yesterday at 233 in London session. Let me have a look at gold up though. Yeah, definitely go higher to go lower, right? Going back into this wick somewhere. Yeah, I'm definitely interested in a short in gold later on. I'm not interested in this move, but I'm keeping an eye on it. So once I start making a move, I'll keep an eye on gold a little bit for because I'm more interested in a short than on a long right now. Let me quickly I quickly need to go to the restroom, guys. I'll be back in 2 minutes, and I'm gonna switch off the fan. It might irritate you guys. I need to change my washing. I'm back. Here we go. What happened so far? I'm keep going for higher. Must have there yesterday and then could go higher. Yeah, I think we definitely need some liquidity to the upside because we haven't even gotten to any level of significance. Like I showed here, we went down and then we tapped into the 38%, but we did not go over it. Or did we tap over? It could be enough, 38%, then to go back further down. But on the Asia high just created another. Well, it did sweep it a little bit, but it's very tricky. That's why I'm just leaving the trade on. I'm not in it anymore. Also for me just to because this is like the fair value gap we're in, right? If you look at the 15. This area, it's just sort of like balancing itself out in the. It doesn't have to take that high because it swept it here a little, but it just swept it here a little bit, and we're just working our way here in our lower. So it's sort of like we also have equal lows here. If we're going to get a TGIF, it might leave this area. Just go lower, but yeah. I would love it to go back to the yesterday's first percent of the New York session, like with this one here. This is a 15-minute, but on the lower time frame, it's a little bit different. At least go to the 0.5, right? But it doesn't have to. It does not. 38% is enough for it to go further down. If you can establish the range, and sometimes it doesn't have to go higher than 38%. It doesn't need to go to 50%. It does not. If we're in a downward trend, this is enough. And it tapped. The only thing is I can't really. Did I calculate it? If it tapped just into it, it could be just enough for it to not even go higher. Let me just make sure that I do it correctly here. And I'm just taking. I'm using. This is the range. Well, technically we have this range as well. Let's see if we're here. This is also a range, but I don't think this is one. Well, then we could still go to this area here if we take this range, and if we take this range. We still have some business here. Yeah, I'm just gonna work with this. I feel more comfortable with this one. Why? If I look at the whole structure, we've got a wick here. This is consolidation, so this is for me a valid range now. I can consider this almost a B. This is on a higher time frame. We can call this almost a BPR, right? This is almost balanced here. So I consider this the first dealing range for this for now. See how I'm stopped. See, I'm stopped out. Yeah. But we did not even tap into that 38%. Yep, they're just engineering liquidity. Well, they have been doing nothing else lately, just engineering liquidity. But I don't really mind that anymore because if you can see that, if you identify that, right, especially if you see this going lower, 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 you just wait for one move down, and then you have a perfect trade set up, right? Because we have this 38% that hasn't been tagged into yet. So okay, I'm getting more and more information. I like it that it's going lower. I want to take out these two here. Maybe the daily open. Maybe we're going even here. I'm fine with that, to be honest. I mean, that makes more, like I said, when I entered that trade, it was sort of a gamble because I could still frame it both ways. But once it takes out liquidity on this side and goes into this wick here, and then we go up, no, okay, then, it's a solid trade. We can frame a good trade setup. So now we're disrespecting the IFUG. Let's see. 233. You see 233, what it did. It just, that's the fair value gap. Just retested it. So if last time we had a decline, usually Asia degenerated and low of Asia is not reliable and more likely going to high of Asia and going lower. Yeah. Yeah, I think we're going to get a lot of consolidation and then go up into this area and then go, either we go further back down. But like I said, once we go into this area here, we might not go down at all anymore because it's Friday. We had a really large move yesterday, right? So but we definitely need some. I mean, at some point, but they don't have to. They don't have to grab that liquidity now. Sometimes you have days it just keeps on going down and just takes the bear. But you do need the 38%, and we did not get that. So that's right here. I really wanted to see go over Asia high. Okay, look, we went into that little 3-minute volume imbalance. We took out this liquidity here. Now I'm getting interested because now I want to see if we go further low because we do have more liquidity here. But I wonder if this is now enough. But we do have equal lows further down here. I'm just going to let this one go because I just don't know how far it's going to go. But we did tap into some liquidity, so let's see. I'm almost at the end of the, well, not at the macro, but we do use the 230. But isn't it ironic that at 233 exactly we leave this is the 233, it retests this 15-minute, this is the volume and the fair value gap. So well, this is a good moment to go long, maybe. I don't know. But it's out at macro. I think now we have to wait for the London silver bullet. So we just wait for the 250 macro. As long as we're in this range, I'm not interested. I'm just in the consolidation range. But we did take out, this is a 3-minute little gap. Yeah, up to nothing is really as usual, I think. Yeah, a lot of things are just a little bit different yesterday. It was just really, if I look at it, it's like, okay, there's just no logic. All the concepts, it just doesn't work as precise, right? You have to be very careful now. Like for example, most of the times when you have a 3-minute volume imbalance, you'll get a much nicer rejection to the upside. What happens here? You just get you just consolidate, and here you get a move to the downside again. You cannot trust. I'm just getting very distrustful of everything that happens now. So I'm going to be very careful with entering any trades. Maybe only paper trade today. I don't know. We'll see. Unless the market starts moving more in a different manner, but oh, I do like this, by the way. This is actually very bullish. But I mean, yes, it is. But look, we have a very fair value gap here, so you just cannot trust it. Cannot trust it. I'm gonna let time. I think I'm going to be more into time now. Just when you have a market like this, a lot of the times the macros don't work, but there's always one like retest that's in a macro, and that's the only one that will work. So I'm just going to wait for that one. But what is there to retest, right? We had a retest of the imbalance. We have a retest of midnight now, but not in the macro. It's 241. I do consider 45 macro time when it would have done this, the midnight at 245, for example. I would consider that a retest in the macro, but not now. It's 241. It's too early. So it doesn't have any. I still don't trust it. Let's see. I don't trust it at all. Okay. AJ, you're going into a long already, yeah? Okay. Buy limit 24095. So you're waiting for it to go. I wonder if we're going to go lower, if we're going to go below this 24114. We already took the daily open here, right? I just want these. For me, I'm just interested in these two equals to be taken out, and then maybe go a little bit lower here into this level. I would see if we get into this area around macro time. I will be interested in long. 2495. You're waiting for Asia low to be taken. I don't know if it's going to do that. I wonder if it's going to do that. That will be the easy trade, right? Because then you know Asia low taken, we're going to go to the opposite side. But they could also create an equal low or just a little bit higher, just in this area. So if they take the Asia low, that will be the easy trade. But I'm sort of like already trying to have a scenario B if it does not. If it just manipulates, because we're in a highly manipulated area. Yeah, exactly. I totally agree with you. But because it's been so manipulative and it doesn't do the easy things, I'm sort of like, okay, what if? But if it takes that one, we have a good trade, right? But hey, those times, remember those days? It does what we think we are, what makes it easy. I'm just looking at this wick here. We did reject from it already, so this could be liquidity, but on a day like this, let me see. We have yeah. Let me show you something. Yeah, I wonder if this is going to be a rejection. This little one here. Just don't trust the whole move yet to be. So because this is, this red dotted line is the event horizon. That is the midpoint between two NWOGs. And that's a very strong point of liquidity. And that's sort of like around this area. So let's see. So if I were being a short, I would frame it either I would just frame it until this area here, 116 at the moment. That will be, if you're in a short, I think that's a good short now. There we go. This will be I'm not interested in it right now because I don't like the price action. But yeah, I would just take it up to here. Ooh. There you go. Boom. Yeah, that's it. That will be I wouldn't be interested in anything else just to be sure to be on the safe side. Could go lower, but I wouldn't take the risk. Okay, let's see what it's doing. Okay, it does not. Let me grade this wick here. We need this wick here. I've been trading ICT for 3 years now. And before that, only retail BS. So now let's see if we can get that move to the downside. This is actually below the Asia low though, so it might be this wick. Yeah, see, it's going. Okay. But I would still be careful now. So 3 years ICT, and an additional 3 years before that, just some volume profile, TPO. I mean, for volume profile, TPO wasn't too bad, but I still had a lot of missing links. And before that, that was just bullshit, penny stocks shit and that kind of stuff. I had no idea what I was doing, literally. Yeah, and now still like looking into the algo and studying and getting more deeper into the time-based things. Okay. Now I'm really curious what it's going to do because we didn't start the macro, but it started running, right? And actually, you can consider, like I said, if it starts running at 45, then technically the macro, we can extend the macro to quarter two to quarter after, right? Oh, look at that. Yeah. Now, I don't want to be in this price action. Yeah, it's time over price, right? Yeah, AJ, you got it. um, yeah, it was sort of so many things that I was like, yeah, I understand what is going on, but there was still, but the logic was just not really clear to me at that time. Now, when you combine those things, because every information helps, right? It's not like it's really lost, but it's sort of like it's just half of the information that you get. Like if you have, you know, a volume profile or TPO, I mean, it's still valuable, but it was just like there were too many gaps that in like, yeah, but what, and now I can, my good trades are fully mechanical. I have a model and I could still sometimes miss out because it doesn't always work. But, I never had a model that worked to 80%. It was more discretionary. I think volume profile and things like that is more for when you want to be a discretionary trader, right? And it just gives you some guidance, but it doesn't really. I mean, now I'm in before I have my knowledge, and I actually volume profile. I'm already in a trade far earlier than I could have been with those other things. That's the difference. But it's still valuable. Everything is valuable. But hey, combine everything, and you just extend your toolbox as much as you can. And what works for one person doesn't work for another. So. Okay, so we made it into the wick. Oh, okay, this is actually a good trade now. Did you say, I think this is I'm gonna paper trade, 666, we are here, TP, I'm gonna go all the way up here now. My stop loss is gonna go below here. We did take out Asia enough, yeah, we did. Yeah, now it's gonna go, I wanna go for this area, but I think it's a little bit too high to be honest for now. Here we go. I have to readjust this quickly. Macro started. Now, could it go further down? Yes, it could. Just a paper trade. Now, why is this a bad trade when I put it on like this? I actually don't think it's a good trade. Why? There's nothing here, no breaker, nothing. Yeah, it's just tapping into this, so it's not a good trade at all. The only thing that you want to do is like 50% of the range of 38%, and then it goes further back down. So this is just this is a mistake, this trade. But I'm leaving it on because I need to journal it, because I went in too fast. That was my FOMO again. What is the range? It's going down. It's not done yet with the move to the downside. I think we'll see. Yeah, I don't think it's done yet to the downside, to be honest, because if we go all the way back up, we just need a little bit of better structure, right? Don't you guys think? Yeah, this is off. I think I'm going for a short, actually, to be honest. 0.5, we hit 0.66 exactly. Yeah. If you went all the way back up to the high of the Asia, you want like a structure with a breaker, at least even on the 1 minute. This is the breakaway gap, measuring gap, and then we're done. We don't need to go higher. This is the settlement price here, 2472, so that's nearby. And then we have this wick here, 0.5. Let's quickly go to the 4 hour, because we have a new 4 hour. Oh. Here we go. Yeah, I should have seen that. Okay, here we go, 0.5. This is, now look at the 4 hour here. What did it do? This was the manipulation move at 2 a.m. It goes into this wick, and then that's this area here. Where's 2 a.m.? Well, that was as a concept. See, it's very tricky. It just created almost equals. AJ, you're not in that long right now, or are you taking the heat? Are you taking the drawdown? Let's see if we can go all the way up to here, 2447. This is my favorite PD array. I do think we're going to get a spike up from here. Let's see if it can reach 25% and wake up. I might be ready for a little bit of a pop here. I just don't like the structure to the upside, to be honest. I just finalized a whole market maker buy sell model, but where are we going to go into? We have a little bit of a gap here. 655. On the 4-hour, what are we going to do? We're going to go back up. See, I do like, I want it to hit a little bit lower. I don't know time. We're still on a macro, but come on. 257. One more lower, one more leg lower. I'll take a buy when it makes one more leg lower in the macro. Come on. Did you get into it? You already went into it, yes. One more leg. Come on. If it ends somewhere here, I'll buy. I'll make it a buy. But it's going to be a quick scalp. I'm not gonna hold it long, I think. Oh, you see these wicks here, 1, 2 on both sides. That is just really nasty. Cannot trust it. You cannot trust it when it does these things. It's just manipulation to the upside, to the downside. I think I'll just paper trade this only, to be honest. I want to see one more leg down, and then I might take it up to take one trade. But then again, it's just to what? I am bearish, so actually I don't want to take any long. A little gap, but this is mitigated. We just have this area here. I just put one more leg down. Yeah, I've looked into a gold bar already. Very interesting. You see how nasty. A lot of people are going to be caught in this long. I think it's not done yet to the move to the upside, to the downside. So a lot of people are getting in long now. I don't know. I don't trust it. I cannot enter here. I just cannot. I just. We do have a breaker now here on the 1 minute. Potential breaker, I should say. Let's see on the 3 minute. Yeah. On the 5 minute, not. But we can work with this. If it could be a small move to the upside. But then this will be your inversion right here. Look at this. It's a very weird structure. Okay, here we go. Is it inversion is being activated now? Now, yeah. There could be a market order. If you have to make sure it closes, and then you can market order in just for a very small scalp, very fast. I'm gonna do it on paper, so I want to get better in scalping. But yeah, so this is it's a TP. Oh shit. Should be below the here. The wicking is you can expect the wicking, right? But we activated the inversion here. But hey, on a mark, if you see that it's going to disrespect it, you know you have to stay out of it because. Oh, actually, the inversion should be low. It's a one. It's exactly a 1-to-1. You see that? Inversion activated. Now we're going to go activate the breaker, but it's going to be a very short trade. Yeah, 303. We'll start running. If not, it's wrong. I'm going to do it. I don't do 1-to-ones on my live account, by the way. I don't do that. I'm a distribution trader, so I wait for the larger moves, mostly on NQ above 50. But hey, it's always good to get. But I don't like this. It's not my price action at all. It's so funny with this. It's like a square, right? Come on, 3+3. You can run now. So this is the turtle. This will be the turtle soup. This is your inversion, your breaker. Just going for this liquidity here for these two equals. That's it. Daily open. Obviously it rejects a little bit. That's okay. We don't mind. We expect that. And now I just want this liquidity and I'm break even. Normal losing trade. I think it's going to go higher because of the time. It's 5 past, so I think we have more time. I should maybe low. We might even go to this yellow line here. I'm not going to. No, I'm not going to get greedy. You see, even if I do forward test, I feel the same emotions as if I. That's why I don't back test anymore. I would rather forward test because I feel the same. You know, this is greed, right? I think with time I make it higher, and then I get, I might be stopped out in, even though it's, so that's why I forward test, because I get the same, and I can catch myself like, okay, now that was great. I shouldn't have. Now it's working out, but when you make a trade, you have a thesis. This was my low hanging fruit. Take it. Don't change it, because you get, and but okay, yes, time is still running. So I think, okay, you know what, the macro is still running. I know once it start running, and I use the macro times, and I know the sequences a little bit. I'm like, okay, it can run out, but 9 out of 10 times I get punished for this, so I need to journal that. But anyway, that was a good trade, but just a fast scalp, which I normally don't do. But you also need to scalp sometimes. I think it's still a good trade. Still valid, right? Because we have. So now let's see if we miss that trade. I'm sure there's going to be another entry. Let's say the macro is done, because let's say you miss this run, right? So we're going to wait for another one. I'm going to wait for another trade with a proper setup, and see if we can get that with the Asia high, because Asia high is still 100 points away. Let's see. I'm just very careful with this market, guy. I just cannot help it. So this might be the wick, the manipulation wick of the 4-hour candle now. So we might get it. It might go accumulation, manipulation, distribution. So actually now it should be my trade. I'm a distribution trader. There is no excuse if I miss that trade, actually. But let me see if I can get a good entry, a proper one. Really, just a very mechanically, not like quickly get in, like framed with a technically more. Okay, we inverse this one. See, now we're getting the 4-hour candle, and now we're going for these equals here. 308. Okay. So I think it's a good thing when you don't trust the market. You okay? Good, AJ. Are you staying in? I think it's a good thing that if you don't trust it, you let this run, and then you find another entry, which is more. You start trusting the market. So let's see. Let's try to get another trade, which is. Let's first see if it goes over London high, for example, because then we can anticipate it going higher, right? Okay, I want this on. This is important as well. Here we go. Where are we? Okay, 0.5. Okay, now even though I'm getting interested now also in this level, if we go higher. Oh, are you kidding me? Uh, okay, now let's see. Now look at all this beautiful liquidity, right? Now, I prefer it not to go into the 20%, so I would actually be careful. I don't want it to go into the 20% of the weekly range yet, so I would prefer just to go here. Breaker. Okay, breaker. Retest. Now, are we gonna? It's outside breaker, outside time. But what time did we start running? 5, 6. I would do a buy here. I think stop loss, low breaker. TP. Want it? We're gonna go here. And it's a bit tricky in a market like this, to be honest. Now, this yellow box that I graded, that was this inversion right over here. So we've been working in this inversion a long time already. So the question is, does it really want to go? But it's been creating all liquidity right here. But I could be stopped out. And that disrespects that 1 minute breaker on, and it could make a new one, right? In another hour. So I'm taking the risk. It's okay. It's a paper trade. I do think we're going higher. I just don't want it to go into above 20% before AM session. And maybe also I don't want them to take Asia high, to be honest. So I'm good with that. Yes. I am good with that. Gosh, I'm doing totally new things today. Totally new stuff for me. Going into fast trades. I guess I had good coffee today. But hey, it's a distribution move, right? It should give a little bit more than this. Oh, and we can we can. Of course, midnight is giving us a hard time. If this is the manipulation move, we can expect maybe even 255. Okay, let's see. Let's see. 255. Still below 20%. Okay, I'm okay with that. I'm gonna go full down the breaker. I don't want to be stopped out. could go all the way into the breaker because we still have time to kill, right? You can see it's rejecting from the midnight here, so it's always better to wait until 20, 23-ish if you want to use the 2240 run. It's not technically a macro, but it uses that time to make larger moves, right? It doesn't always, it does take out liquidity. I've seen that happen this week a few times. Oh God! Oh, guys, thank you for subscribing. I just wanted to say, like, hey, I'm at 349. Let's make it 350 today. And I check, and it's 351. So thank you for subscribing. Yay! That's a milestone again. I mean, yeah, 350 is a milestone. 200 is a milestone. 300 is a milestone. But today is 350. So thank you, guys. I appreciate it. Really excited how it's going. It's not really the numbers, but it's just the way how it's been just organically been going. So really happy. You make my day today. Oh, the chat actually makes my day every day. It's more. I think it's more the. I thought I would never say this, but it's really the chat and the community that makes it more the fun of it, the streaming and stuff like that. For me, being a non-social media person, I would never thought I would say that, to be honest. But hey, here we are. Okay, now let's see how far is it going to disrespect. And this could be it as well, right? That it doesn't go any higher, but it doesn't make any sense, right? That it take out a loan and make some. Let me do another calculation because this is a better one. Okay. Well, if the breaker is going to fill, the bullish move is off the table, right? For now, I guess. But hey, it's been failing PD arrays continuously, and then it still goes up. So it doesn't really matter in a market like this. But you have to hold on to something, right? The bodies are staying above the midpoint. So let's see. AJ, what's your TP? Where is your TP? Are you using Goldbach now as well? I've been looking into it, but you have to use the specific time frames, but it just sort of like tells you where the PD arrays are, right? And it just makes all. There we go, stopped out. That's what it does. That's what this market does, and then it still goes up, right? That's what it does. Like I said. It uses these wicks because if I go to the higher time frame, let's go to the 5 minute. This breaker it includes the wicks, right? So then you have to be aware that those wicks are actually included in your. Yeah, see. I thought it's not necessary today. Come on, we've had these days already, but you should include those wicks on days like this, definitely. There you go. This is the. Here you go. But it could make another low, right? And then go back up again. That's also possible. All possible. Just annoying price action. Okay. So you see, when I calculated from the 1 minute, it went to 1.5, and then it's already rejecting. So it might make another low. But we have another breaker here, right? Maybe that's the breaker. It's going to retest. Is that the retest we want? Let's see. Let me check the 5 minute. Oh, there's no 5 minute breaker. What time is it? 3:22. I would like it to see hit this one, this first presented fair value gap. But I don't think it's going to do that on a day like this. $3.23. Okay. I'm gonna buy again. $2. So I'm doing this more out of macro because I've been seeing those moves between 20 and 40. So I'm sort of like anticipating when I see a breaker retest. I'm sort of like okay with it, but I just don't like it that it didn't retest the. Actually, should it? These are scalps for me, so I'm allowing myself 1-to-1s. I normally don't do that, but on scalps I do. But I don't take scalps on my account. But this is technically not a scalp. I think this is not a scalp anymore because now we've got so much engineered liquidity. Retest. I think we're gonna break the midnight and this because we went here. Well, let's see if it. I want to see it tap. Um, see, it's so wiki. 324 to this fair value gap here. Daily open. We can. It shouldn't go lower. Anything is possible today, right? I'm not entered in a, this is not on my account. This is just a paper trade. See, now, because it's just creating a wick, a lower wick. So it's almost, well, it's not really trend line, but well, that's a good thing, I guess. Okay, now we're going into this one here. 325. Are you still in, AJ? Are you still hanging on? I mean, you're still good with your entry, right? What can we do else here? This is 1 hour. We're almost done. We are. You went short on NQ? Looks a little bit too strong for me at the moment to be short. But hey, it's just creating all these, you can see them creating all these wicks, right? So it could be that this is at 3:30, it could make a move to the downside. But I don't know. I would not put any, not my live money on any of them, not right now. I do think this is sort of bullish, this structure, but then again, this is sort of like preparing itself for another move, right? So if it's creating this liquidity here, like high, lower, lower, I wouldn't be surprised it's going to make one leg down and then take this out, right? So who knows? But it could also, I can also see it spike at 3:30. It could make that move to the upside. Looking at the 1 hour. $321, $329 almost. I trade on, and let's see, I just raised. Yeah, I mean, it's good to. I think it's always good to practice and just not to risk too much money on days like this. And hey, if you have a losing trade, we learn, right? I mean, but on the 1 minute, we do have a change in state of delivery here. We have a retest in a bullish fair value gap. So for me, it's still bearish if I consider this. The only thing that's off is time still. So 3:30. Let's see. It's either gonna it's just gonna go violent to the up or to the downside. But like so, and days like this can be the move, right? Then it just you have a retest, and then this only is the bullish move to the upside. But I do see a 5-minute change in state delivery on the bullish side. This is actually bullish, to be honest. On the 5-minute, this is change in state delivery. We went over this, so this is indicating to me a bullish signal. Yeah, but on the 5-minute, I see a bullish confirmation here. This is change in state delivery here, right over here. It engulfed this candle. We went higher. We also have a breaker here, and we're just now the wicks can go outside the breaker, right? I mean that's okay. Even though we have this is in a scenario like this, we can. I'm on the 5-minute up though. This is very bullish. This is extremely bullish for me on the 5-minute. I'm on the 5. But then again, it's very contradictory, right? Because we have also a bearish fair value gap here, so it sort of it's contradicting itself here. So this is actually bullish, but here we are in a bearish in a bearish fair value gap. So I can trade it both ways. So that's why I myself would not engage in this price action. But this, if I see this, I would think we get one manipulation spike up higher for now before it goes down. But yeah. Again, this is also change in state. We have constant change in state delivery on the bullish side. This is also a change in state delivery. Let's see what happens with the next candle. As it goes up, we have another change in the state. Bullish. But this is all bullish price action. $334. I sometimes I do skill in and out on winning positions. If I have like for example, if this will be if I get on, sometimes I put on a turtle soup, for example, and it goes well, then I might add in a retest of inversion or when it retests a breaker, for example, and everything is matching, right? Not in a situation like this, but when everything is lining up and I've got everything lined up and my trade goes well, then I add on specific areas where I would initiate this trade, but if I get in early, then I would add on some positions. Yes, but I also skill out as well. But trailing my stops sometimes is a little bit, especially when I'm getting better in the larger moves. But the new problem that I have is that I trail my stop too fast. So if I have like a 160 point NQ move, um, I trill too fast, and then I get stopped out sometimes at 3R instead of 5R trades, and then I still re-enter and I still get my 5R or 6R, but obviously you don't want that to happen, right? So I'm trying to improve that a little bit. That comes with a new territory, taking larger trades, trading your stop loss in a way. Because the moment you're in a trade, your brain works differently. Because later in I was journaling, of course, that was the 130 move that was going to go down, and then it would go back up again. So I drew it in exactly to that point where it would take out that, that stop. I would re-enter straight away, but it was, you don't want that. So, um, yeah. Yeah, it's good to be conservative. I think that's the best way in trading. I think that's for the consistency and for the long run the best way to go forward. Now, why didn't I throw my stop? I don't see any displacement, and I could still, if we're still bullish, I still want to see a tap into the breaker, not going into it, but just tap. So that's why I'm leaving it here. So there's not really any normal displacement. If it goes down, then and it goes full short, that's it, right? Then it's a losing paper trade. Yeah, let me just double check. I'm sure I'm not in a trade anymore. I just want to double check if I'm not mistaken. I shouldn't be in a trade. No, I'm not. Sometimes I forget when I'm talking. Multitasking. Sometimes, apparently also women are not good at it, although we say we are. You see how tricky it is? The body comes below the 50% and then it spikes back up, right? So it's really hard to read. Um, but I do like this, that the body goes into the break and straight out of it again. So I do like that for a bullish setup. But it's just horrible. Now I'm thinking, what time is it? 3:38. I'm leaving it for now. Almost 3:40. So let's see what we get in the next macro. It's my favorite macro in London. The 3:50 to 4:10 because we create the 4 o'clock. I love the 4 o'clock. I use 4 o'clock all day. I reference it all day. The 4 and the 10 o'clock are my most important times, and midnight obviously. But let's see, where are we in the time? I hope it goes a little bit higher, that it creates 4 o'clock, a little bit higher, but below the 20%. That's what I hope it creates the 4 o'clock somewhere above here. So I really hope for a run to the upside now. The coming 10 minutes, 20 minutes to be honest. Come on, go. But it will not do that because it will not take out the liquidity now, right? Oh yeah, it could do it 350. So 350, I hope we are here. 237, can we make that? And then the 4 o'clock, I want that to be created here somewhere. Let's see if somebody is listening to my wishes. I'm on the 1 minute Nintendo right now. You can't see it? Yeah, I think you could see it, right? I'm on the one here. It says one. This is it. Change interval right over here. 24160 is a level to break. Let's see, guys. I would think it would take some liquidity before it goes back down after creating so much, but we are below we are below midnight. If it will go down, I think it might retest midnight again a little bit. Don't think it will. Let's see. Come on. 088. There we go. Come on now, spike up. Give us a big move. I want to see some speed now. I really wanted to get over this level, and I really want to get this liquidity in the macro 237. So it needs some big candles, and then when the macro starts, I want it to be in the area. Come on. It's been working in this fair value gap so such a long time. And I think it's done. Come on, go. So I really want this liquidity to be taken in the next macro. So when the next macro starts, that will be the liquidity grab. Then I want the 4 o'clock to be somewhere in this area, and then I'm okay with but I don't want it to go into the 20%. That's right over here. Why? Because I don't want it to go into the TGIF levels now. I want it to go down, but take this first. This needs to be grabbed. 237, come on. So I put my TP here, but because I'm just going for low-hanging fruit because it's such a difficult market now. I just want low-hanging fruit. It's just a paper trade, by the way. But I don't think I think this one will be disrespected now. There we go. Come on. There we go. So I can move it up, but I want it. This is the level I want to be taken. But I don't trust it too much, but I do think we're gonna go take this out, and then when the macro starts. So it's gonna make the run. This is that 15-minute inversion, right? So we're going into that 15-minute now. Okay. Now, I think I'll take it off here because I don't want to be greedy, but this is my I want this to be taken out with the start of the next 237. Come on. London high could be enough. The break of this, the liquidity of this could be enough for it to go further down. But I don't think it's, I do think this is we need to go up here first before, because we need some level. Yeah. I will be careful with shorts, guys. Be careful entering too soon. The short will come, don't you worry, it will come. That will be a nice short. But again, if you take it to the smallest range there is, we really need Even if you take this liquidity range, we have not even gone to 50%. But I think this is the valid range at the moment. So 38% is fine, but you don't want to go, you don't want to frame a short from beneath that level, to be honest, at the moment. $348, $349. Don't be fooled by these two candles straight away to the downside. So Abdul, this will be a place where I would add, if I were to be in a long, I would add here. This would be an area for me to add in if I would be in here, for example, and still be on the upside. Another breaker, retest in a macro, fair value gap, and then continuing higher. Now I can chill. Now I feel confident enough to make it break even. I can even, this is actually a safe low now, to be honest. Do it here. Just we're running. Okay, so I want this to be hit before 4 o'clock preferably. But we might not do that. It might be too high. Might be the next 4-hour candle. So I'm taking just a low-hanging fruit here. But I do think there's more room to the upside. I'll just frame it, but normally I would get out here, but I'm just going to take it higher. But I would take, on a day like this, I would take it here, but I do think we are going to this level here. We'll see. So I would have been out here normally. But like I said, I want these two highs being taken before 4 o'clock. 238. Come on. 7 more minutes. Time, baby. It's all about time. But it could also reject here. If it doesn't happen, if I see that happen and we are starting rejecting, I continue to do this, then I have my answer as well. But I'm already out like normally, right? So I just watch then, and I watch what this candle is going. Because it could reject here. Now this level doesn't worry me because we already rejected from this similar level, so it's either here or here or here that we might reject. So that's the only. So I'm not worried. So this could have been my target as well, to be on the safe side. But from here I will be very vigilant. So that's the midpoint. There's also the midpoint of that fair value gap, 15-minute fair value gap, which is exactly also the midpoint of this wick. There we go. Hey, Richner, how are you doing? I'm just in a paper trade right now. I had one loss, so I'm gonna use my Lex bullet. So this is just, but it's a good trade. It's a good setup. On target. Everything is working out as I analyze, and that's just as important, I guess. But hey, it will be a good. I think we'll have a nice Friday. It will be good. Yeah. I think price action is doing again. It's sort of like becoming more trustworthy for me now that I'm starting to trust. Like yesterday was really really hard to trust it. Now it's getting more back to okay. It's doing as I anticipated to do, and then I get more confidence for the PM session, AM session. Okay, 4 more minutes. I want to see what it's going to do. I have to be careful when 4 o'clock start because 4 o'clock always gives a very a lot of volatility comes with the 4 o'clock most of the time. So okay, we hit 50%. I'm getting out now. This one should be off the table. Here we go. 50% hit. I do want this to be hit, but we'll see. Yeah, I think we're going to take out this level now. It can easily go below the 200 just to get into this fair value gap and then go up. But I don't think it's going to go there. Okay, 4 o'clock coming in 30 seconds. Let's see. We could get a spike down here. And then a continuation in after a few minutes. So it could go down, retest this area, and then go back up. 4 o'clock. Here we go. Come on. Okay. It's okay if it goes down into this area here and just sort of like to the fair value gap. Networks here. Yeah, it shouldn't go too low. Let's see. There we go. Beautiful retest. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. Just beautiful. Let's see if this whole if it disrespects this one. How's the weather in Switzerland, Richner? Are you ready? Ready to get on the skis or snowboarding? It's I'm always confused because since I moved to South Africa, now I saw in the stores, oh, Christmas things. Oh, it's winter because here it's sunny, right? Our summer. I'm like always now confused, but I know Christmas is here, so now okay, winter is back in Europe, so it's not a weird question, right? Now the move could be done here because we hit 0.5 from the wick, right? But we still have 7 more minutes to go in the macro. Let's see if we can get to this liquidity here, or are we going to go into the... I mean, this area looks pretty balanced now to me for now. We don't really need to do much. Still got 7 more minutes to go. Come on, go up. Yeah, still time enough. I really want this level, but 4 o'clock is already printed. It's here. It's okay. I would have preferred the 4 o'clock to be here. I actually wonder now. I'm actually thinking: are we going to go? Are we going to? Is the rest of the pre-market and London session is just going to be up because we've got a lot of stuff to go to the upside for? My only worry is, my only concern is once we get into the 20% range, what can we expect the rest of the Saturday, right? Saturday. Oh my God, I think I need a Saturday. The rest of the Friday. So technically, I do not want it to go up here yet. I do want it to take this liquidity, or maybe it could go down from here. That would be fine too, from the 4 o'clock. I wanted to go into the 20% when we are like having, a good trade to the downside, or maybe even a good TGIF. But not, if it goes slowly up into it, We can just, then we only have this, well, it's still a big range, 20, 30, maybe even 40% to play in. But then it's sort of like my edge is really when we go to the downside, and then I play it from the low to the 20% on Friday. I don't like it when we're into 20% already or close. It's snowing, so cold up here. I'm not skiing anymore, so already looking forward to springtime. Yeah, I moved to South Africa because of the weather also. I just don't like, I do like it when I can ice skate, but that hardly happened in the Netherlands. At some point, we could, maybe once in 7 years or 8 years, we had, really like that we could ice skate on the canals and on lakes and stuff like that. But that I like. Hey, Dottie, how are you doing? Happy Friday to you as well. Price action seems to be better than yesterday, so I'm looking forward to the next session. I've been very conservative today with trading because I had a few paper trades just seeing if I can read the market properly, and I think it's a little bit more. It's better than yesterday, I think, at least NQ is. Quickly have a look at gold for those who are interested in gold. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just not really interested now in gold, I think. We are below Asia. We're just tapping in back into Asia, so we'll see. Might be a nice long, but it doesn't look very long to me. Also, I really, it's a little bit difficult. I just don't like the structure at the moment of gold. Oh, look at that on the 4-hour. I normally like wicks, but not like this. Not when it's like this. Then I don't like wicks. I like them a little bit differently. Not like this. It's too wick. It is just a little bit too much, and then I would have too many gradients on. It's just, yeah, I get a little bit. My brain doesn't. Okay, let's see. We've got a few more minutes. Come on. What are you gonna do? And Q, are you gonna take it? Go one more leg higher. You're gonna take it out? Are you gonna take them out? Are you gonna take them out? 242. 40 more points. Is he gonna do it? No, I don't think so. I think this is now. Let's see. Well, South Africa has definitely its issues, but where I think my quality of life has gone up, but I think in the area where I am, obviously you have to be careful. But yeah, I mean, there are some things that are happening here, but where I live, it's pretty safe here. It's like a little beach town. The only problem that I have is roosters. I'm at war with roosters. But if that's the only war I have, it's, I mean, but it's a very small town. I've got a beautiful beach and nature reserve just in front of me. So I'm happy I can go to the beach after I stop the stream. I go to the beach. It's a very safe place, but you have to be vigilant in a lot of places here. But there's a lot of places that are safe. But yeah, no, I love it. I mean, the weather-wise, and I normally live in the bush. So I live near Kruger normally. So I moved just for a year to this area, but I want to go back to the bush. Be around animals. That's why I came here. Just live in the bush and surround myself with. I want to say less people and more animals, but I do like what I'm doing here on the stream. But yeah, but that's what I really like. But I'll be back in a year. I'll be back in the bush, so you might see a giraffe walking by or something. That wouldn't be weird on my stream, probably. So. Okay, I think I still would be careful with this short here, but I wonder if the macro's done almost, and we hit the 50% of that level here, right? But we have a new 4-hour candle. Now look how it opened. The open here is above the close. Is it? Yes. No, well, Mango, to be honest, I thought I loved all animals, but I think I'm going to eat chicken again since, this guy, he got a rooster without any hens. So the rooster is bored to its core. And it is just very agitated and very annoyed, and it just, makes noise at 3 a.m. already. I wake up at 4, but now I have to wake up at 3 because of it. But I think, I don't think roosters have any other purpose than just being in chicken soup now. And I'm actually, I don't eat meat, so, but I think I think I'll be happy to eat that chicken soup where that rooster is in. Sounds pretty nasty, I know, but I don't think I can eat it though, but maybe I can, I don't know. I mean, they have a purpose, but just having a rooster, just making noise there's like a lot of people around. They're very annoyed with it because a lot of people can't sleep. There's children having problems at school because of this guy. So, yeah, we're going to chicken soup instead of turtle soup. Yeah, poor rooster. I mean, I stopped eating. I literally stopped eating meat because of the whole farming industry in Europe. It was, there's not enough space, and it was the hormones and stuff like that. Even though I liked it, no, don't get me wrong, I don't care if people eat meat, but and I sort of got used to it. But I might start eating chicken again though, because of this situation. I'm like, oh, what's the chicken's actually no. I mean, in all honesty, I do like I love animals, but just ask me again in a few weeks and I will love the rooster again. No, I would never go back to Europe. I would rather go back to South America. Maybe I was actually looking at Costa Rica as well, but Europe is, I don't know. Europe is just too overpopulated for me. I don't really, maybe Mediterranean, I don't know, but I prefer, I think I'm happy here right now, but either it will be some South American country that I go to. I don't know. Everything is open. Life is, I can, when you do this, you just need Wi-Fi, right? And internet, so that's it. And then you can live wherever you want. But at the moment, I'm actually really happy here. Everything is okay. So far, so good. But hey, nothing is set in stone, right? So I think it's good to have, I'll see where life takes me. I'm really gotten to a point that I'm like, you know what? Yeah, I'll just follow. I'm really like following my heart and thinking like, okay, whatever comes to when I feel like I'm ready to leave, then if the universe tells me, and if I know. But right now I'm like, I used to travel a lot, but now I hardly travel because I've got bush here, I've got beach here, mountains, I've got cold weather if I want to, I've got hot weather, so everything is here. So I've got a lot of African country that I still want to travel to: Botswana, Namibia, Kenya. I still want to do a lot of things in the area, so I'm still good. Yeah, I've got so Europe. I just don't like the weather too much. Well, I'm from Western Europe, Northern Europe, right? So, and it's too busy. We don't have any nature anymore. Everything is just, I just like those. At some point you can't see, and we've got monkeys here, and in the Netherlands we just have some parks, and then if there's a little branch already hanging there, people are already complaining that they need to cut it because, oh, imagine that there might be a falling leaf, right? And it's just, yeah. So I was very asthmatic as well in the Netherlands for some reason. I think it's the balance of there's no nature anymore. I have zero issues here. So, yeah. I think I'm going to call it chicken soup now, instead of turtle soup, yeah. But no, but the rooster guys, I mean, the poor thing, yes, it's sad, but it's a dominance thing. So, but I made it clear to the rooster that it's my sound space. So every time when he comes and it just right behind me, I made sure that he knows, no. You have to go more either go back to the back, but do not come here and make that noise. Be dominant there. Then we stay friends. So now he knows it. I mean, I'm actually surprised how smart they are. They're really not stupid. And I think chickens aren't stupid either. He understood very, very quickly, like, oh, okay. When I see her, I need to, the first, he ran up, but now he sees me and he's like, okay, I get it. I'm going there. No worries. Chill. So we're good. So we're all good. Yeah, you haven't heard him. Oh, I told him, listen, dude, I'm on stream. I don't want to hear your fucking noise all the time on stream. And now he got it, so. So now you might hear one further down, but that one is sort of like we got an understanding now. We made a deal. So anyway. So every time, oh my god, every time I listen to the screen, I hear, and even I can close all doors, but you'll hear him because he's really close. So, but we're good. We're all good. So, anyway, does anyone have a question before I think it's time to let you guys go, because I think you guys are probably want to enter a short, right? But I'm still not sure about the short at the moment, to be honest, because I really want to have that 38% level hit. That's the minimum that I think is necessary for it to go down, and that is just above these equal high. Well, it's above Asia's high. I'm just not sure we can go further down before we hit that 38% at the least. But once we hit that, I wonder if we might not go further back up. And the only thing that I don't want to see is that we go into that 20% range of the weekly range, right? That's right over here. There's 20% of the weekly range. I would rather have another. Ooh, I like it. I'm seeing something. I'm seeing a flat bottom here. I love that with a wick. It's my favorite. Okay. I like that. Yummy. Yeah, I'm just gonna leave it, and I'm gonna come back pre-market and see what's happening, because I just don't. I can see the short, but I need a little bit more to the upside for it to be a proper short. So I'm not gonna engage anytime soon. I did like the setup here. It did work. I'm happy to see that we did not manipulate all the way into the breaker, and we did, it had a proper retest here. 321, and then this one was a beautiful one here at 350. This was actually the only one in a macro. Like what I've noticed lately, that a lot of these retests, they are in the 20 to 40 area, and if it's just after the 20, you can enter early, and because your stop can be quite, if you use the breaker, your stop was quite. I think I entered around here, right? I think either here. So let's say the breaker and then the retest here. This was the stop. It's a 3R trade, and it's still good enough. Well, technically, this was my trade. I would have gotten out here. So it's a 2, almost 3R. No, when this happened, I said it's going to go higher. This was it. Because what did I do? I used the 0.5. That was it. Yeah, okay, that was it. I used the wick here. 0.5 is the wick. 3.5 almost, 325. But that's something I really noticed now, that I'm actually starting to enter on these 20 to 40, but it has to be in the 20 part, because you do get a lot of consolidation, yes, but most of the times when you get another one in the low, it's already higher. This gives you this also gave me confirmation for the long, because the wick is already higher than this one, right? And on the 5-minute, I could see the change in state delivery here, and then this breaker. I had another breaker first, but that was incorrect. But we went into this breaker. And then you have the run, and then this one I would have added because this was 350. Now when the macro starts, I love to see down close candles when the macro starts. The 49, 50, 51, that is perfect when you have a bullish scenario. And I was hoping for this, and then this gave perfect 350 move, and then another breaker here. And that I would have added here if I would have been in a live trade. This would be an add for that last move here. So yeah, it was a beautiful setup, and it seems that the market is doing a little bit normal, back to normal again, but we'll see. Oh, you're in gold now. Showed some good momentum in long. Yeah, I like gold, but not. Oh yeah, that's a nice move. Oh, you have a nice change in the state on the 1 hour. Oh, let's see if we can close above this one. Let me go to the lower time frame quickly. Oh yeah. Do you have a change in the state? Oh no, you don't have yet. You have to wait until this one is. Just be careful. It doesn't. You want to change in the state of delivery on the 15, I guess. Because why I would be careful here is the event horizon. There's the midpoint between two end walks. Either it goes over it or it goes back into the range. If you don't have it, you want to body close above this candle here. Yeah. And also I will be careful why. I'm seeing it tapped into the first presented fair value gap of yesterday's afternoon. Oh, not yet. We're almost there. This is it here. You went into this wick here, or did it touch? Six, 666. Oh, who knows? Yeah, the 3 minute touched the first presented of the AM session, a PM session. I'm sorry. It's in a over gap here. Are you holding? Are you still holding? Yeah, you want to see going here, right? 50%. I just I don't like this structure. I just for me it's already so far. We have this wick here. It's already in this fair value gap. I don't know if it has to go into here anymore. I just wonder. Are you already? Yeah. What PDRAs are there on the 15? Look, this wick already went into this fair value gap, so we went down. Now we're just retesting this rejection block. Now we could go higher, obviously, once we go back up, but I can frame it both ways now. But hey, look, Asia high is still untouched. Here, Asia, we've got the, this is, I think AM session, well, it's a nice move though. I mean, if you take it from here into the wick, like, hey, listen, this is a valid trade. I mean, I mean, hey, it's a gold. If you take this trade from here all the way up here, it's a lot of dough. Look, event horizon, that's a solid point of liquidity. It's also the midpoint of that wick. So that's if you can frame the trade from here to here, I would frame it to the mid. Well, I use the event horizon. You hear me guys talk about it a lot. Oh, I'm going to take it to the event horizon. That's my liquidity, because it's just as important as an end walk. It's even actually more important, to be honest. And I think it's exactly also 40% of the. Let me see. Okay, so I'm going to share something. When you have TGIF already starting, let me see how I can frame it to make it understandable. Now you see, because we have gone all the way back into the range, we are at 60%, 80, 90, and 100, right? And you can invert it. Like, for example, let me show you what I do. I call that's my logic. It's just something I use on days like this. Let me just get rid of this. We don't need that now. Let me go to the weekly range. What's the weekly range in gold? I'm on the weekly, yes. Where's my TGIF? I'll make my own TGIF. This is the inverted TGIF logic. And start backtesting it. Okay, hold on, I need to reverse it. Because it's the inversion. And now I'm going back to the 15-minute. I'm going to put up annual. Here we go. Now look. 20, 30, 40%. And this is 50%, right? So you see you're hanging in 20 and we're just above 40 now. But at some point you will see if it starts consolidating, it will use these levels. It will start consolidating within these levels. You can see how beautifully this candle just engulfs exactly the 30 to 40%, right? This is the opposite side, but the levels still work logic-wise, like even though it's the other way around. I just flip it and I'm like, okay, let's see how it uses these 20 to 30, 40% on Friday. Hey, if it goes up all the way up now, that's fine. But if it goes back into the range, then you can just, if it's in this range, you can expect chop because it's already met its weekly objective, right? And it's just sort of like, just sort of like stabilizing and stuff like that. Now, if gold might go up a little bit higher, but then it might go back into this range and then chop here. So just start testing, just watch how it behaves. And I just found out, I just noticed there's a lot of information in those, just using those levels on Friday, sometimes even on Thursday. It just gives you some clarity, like where are we in the weekly range, and are they done? Like are they done for the week? Because that's what you want to know, right? And then if they're done for the week, they won't do anything else and just chop around in these. You still have a playing field, but you know that what your playing field is, and if it's limited or not. Look, if it's going to spike up all the way up here, but will it do that on Friday, right? I mean, we're at the end. The only thing that will be a good thing is that it goes back into the range, just goes all the way out and makes a new low, and then goes back into the range. But at some point in the day, if you see it's just staying here and it's like 10 a.m. already, you know what to expect, right? So just keep that on your chart and just watch how it goes in gold. That's why I don't like gold, because for me it's in this area, so I'm already vigilant. Like, okay, we're in this area already. It's Friday. It looks like it's going to go back into it already. So I guess I just don't know, Richner, if it's like a typical Friday or Thursday thing. I just added gold like a month ago now, because I only used to do NQ, and I really loved it because it was very clean and I could use the same setups and blah blah blah. But lately, I think it's always 3 or 4 weeks, I'm like, on Friday or on Thursday, never mind, I'll just only do NQ. I don't know if it's a Thursday Friday thing, if it's just a coincidence. I'm still trying to figure that out because I need more data on gold to really be sure. But yeah, just watch these. Just put those levels on your chart on any instrument that you're using, and just see how it works. And once you get into that 20 to 40%, and then just make sure that you keep an eye on that, because once you're in, it's sort of like I call it a little bit of a trap. It's sort of like it doesn't really move out of it unless we're going to get another run. But it'll be you will start recognizing it when you track it every Friday. You'll see. But yeah, that's the reason why I don't really like gold at the moment, unless we really go up again or down through it. It needs to be away from this area. That's the only thing I want to share on that side right now. Any questions before I leave? Anyone in a short on NQ? Did anybody take a short from 4 a.m.? Anyone short on NQ already? Yeah, I love tape reading. I can do it all day, but I have to manage my. I was so tired when I started streaming. I was like, why am I so tired? But yeah, obviously I talk a lot when I stream, and it just because I like to share, but also it's just we had a very nice chat as well, and the chat just keeps me going. I was like, why am I so tired? So I'm like, oh, I guess because it does take some energy, right, when you have to talk all the time. But yeah, I love doing it. And yeah, if you have any questions, feel free to you can use get in the Discord as well, because I started the Discord to be able to communicate better for you guys to be able also to do some streams in the weekend, maybe, or to go over some specific topics if there's any, if people want that. So yeah, feel free to join the Discord. Obviously, it's free. Everything that is ICT related should be free. We learn for free. We should pass it forward for free, right? And yeah, we're here to grow together. I'm still learning as well. I mean, I'm still learning a lot every day. Every day there's something to learn, and yeah, I just love it. Um, One more thing on the NQ, I do want to go over the high, because I think there's a lot of new people here. I do want to go over the higher time frame analysis. Why? Let me quickly go to the daily, the weekly. I mark this weekly breaker here on the weekly. Um, I mark this area here. I did not mark the whole because I didn't want too much of a block, but technically this is the whole bearish breaker area. You see it's unmitigated at all. We don't have any retest of the area, and we have a fair value gap in this. So this is a draw on liquidity as well for me. If we are going to continue down, obviously we have a large wick here. I graded the wicks already because I'm like, okay, we're going to start running. We've got a gap here as well in the weekly. So the weekly has a lot of information. If we're going to start going down, I mean, I'm not too worried. I'm going to do some stuff. If I miss a trade now on the short side, that's okay. But either I'll catch it next week. But we've got a lot of stuff here, a lot of stuff. But the breaker is very important here. The retest, and then with the retest, there might be a nice long to enter for another short, right? So don't worry if you miss a move. There's always enough opportunity to catch it. But there's enough opportunity. I think this is a really nice area. I like this weekly area really, because it will give you a lot of trade opportunities. And then I was looking at the IPTA levels, and yesterday I was like, I was wrong on my buy. I thought we were going to go one leg up, but we did not. And why? It made sense to me now, that in hindsight, obviously, but that's where you start, right? If you make a mistake or you're wrong, where do you go? You try to figure out, you reverse engineer. So technically there's no more, we didn't have any, I guess this is the breakaway gap, measuring gap, and I guess this could be the range then, right? It makes sense. Then we're not going to have a larger range, not much for this week, right? But this now is a breaker. This is now on the daily, your bearish breaker. Why? We activated it yesterday. Here you go. We have a close below this one here. So this is now the bearish breaker. So all the retests. This could be a retest area, but then you obviously go to the lower time frame to see how far it can go, right? But this is now a bearish breaker. And it's a big boy. It's a big boy. So yeah. So, and also, could we expect a move like this? If you have a move like this on the left, yes. On the right, it will happen at some point. But when, right? That's the question. But the right always mimics the left. I guess that's a good thing to say. So if you have consolidation, also on the lower time, you'll see it is always the same. So if you have a big boy like this, you'll get one here as well at some point, but the timing is hard to. But yeah, I was so sure I thought we would go into this week. There was also no SMT. Like normally you would, especially on wicks like this here. Let me show you. So it took me, but I mean, they were smarter than us, right? We always have to accept that. They will always find a way to surprise you. Like, for example, I was looking at these wicks here and I thought we might get SMT on ES on the daily bit. I thought, okay, we might go into this wick, and I thought ES might go a little bit higher or not, one of the two. So, but I guess it was not the case. I guess this was enough already. So anyway, interesting. I think interesting price action for now. I'm going to go to the beach. I'm going to do my some walking, just relax a little bit, and then come back for the AM and maybe even PM session because it's Friday. It depends on the price action. But I miss my PM sessions. I used to stream London and only PM sessions, and I love the PM sessions. So, but now I also like the AM sessions. So I have to find a little bit of balance. So, but I like tape reading anyway, even though I'm not in a trade. So my dear friends, again, I want to thank you for hanging out with me and I mean, there are, oh, look at that. People subscribed as well. I was under 350 to this morning, and now I'm over 350. So thank you for that. It is just 3 months in, so it's really exciting how things are going. So again, thank you. And we're just getting started. And hey, improvement every day. Also on my end, trying to get the streams better, setting up the Discord. And just, yeah, it's all about the people that are following you, right? And are part of the community. So guys, I hope to see you later on today. Be careful and, yeah, let me know if you have any good trades or even bad trades. I just love to hear it from you guys anyway. So for now, thank you again, and touch some grass if you can, and we see each other later on. And if you have any questions, just go into the Discord. Let me make sure that I think the code should be still good. Well, if not, let me know, and then there'll be a new one anyway. But I'll see you guys later. Ciao, ciao.